All right. Well, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. The crowd goes wild. Yes,
That's right. Coach, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited about we're going to talk about speed. I have lost all my speed, coach.
Really? Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not as fast as I used to be,
Oh, of course
and I'm
not.
not as
Yeah. Yeah.
limber. And
Uh,
went to PT for some plantar fascia, and
yeah.
they were kind of looking at my back, and it's like my legs are stiff, my spine is stiff.
Coach, here's your new routine every morning, 10 minutes of mobility exercises. That's it. Find a follow along YouTube video. It's a absolute game changer.
And what do you mean by mobility? This is good for coaches that are listening to this. You mean
Yeah, just go
stretching?
search. It's basically stretching, but it's yeah, you follow along, but it's specific to being more mobile as you age, right? You need to be, right,
Okay, I'm gonna
try to
have
be
you
more
send me a
limber.
couple, and
So,
I'll do them. I'll do
okay,
them
I'll
in
send you
class.
one I
And
follow. Yeah,
you send, and we'll put it in the show notes too for people. We have no affiliate with this person,
yeah,
and so we're
yeah,
not liable. Talk to my lawyer. But anyway,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about our practice planner, the powered by AI practice planner, which is I don't there's nothing like this, man. This is like Mad Libs. This is great.
Yeah, coaches, go check out coachingyouthhoops.com. Click on the button that says create your practice plan. It'll walk you through, basically ask you a bunch of questions that are unique to your team and build you a season-long practice plan. Uh, it's about, I don't know, probably 2 minutes, and you'll have a whole season of practice plan instead of just you guys spending all your time focused on your players, and we did the hard work for you. You can pick your offense, um, defense, so it's all there,
Everything.
everything. So again, just go to coachingyouthhoops.com, click on the big green button that says create your practice plan. You'll be all set.
Awesome. And then game changer. It is a game
Game
changer. I
changer.
know.
That's right. Yeah. Game changer. Yes. They just got actually voted being one of the I should have I got to get this for the next podcast. They just
They
got
were
one of
voted
the
something.
I
They
just
were really good at
yeah,
something.
no, they just they got like, one of the, one of those Forbes ratings of best place to work, fastest growing company, that type of thing. They're growing like crazy. Um Because why are they growing like crazy? Because they're great. It's a great tool. It's one of the best on the market, in my opinion. I've looked at a lot of them. Go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops. The thing that I love about it is I put the camera up, and at the end of the game, I can see how many rebounds everybody got, or I can see how many
Right.
points everyone scored. Right? It uses AI to flesh that all out. It's absolutely amazing. And for coaches, it's free. So go check it out, gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
I like free coach.
I like free. Yeah.
I go to Costco, nothing's free at Costco. The hot
Yeah, you
dog's
get a
pretty
little,
close though. But
the hot dog's close, but you do get samples if you go at the right time, right?
I know. I've post COVID, I'm not eating the samples anymore. I don't know.
No, I don't.
I just kind of anyway. Well, all right.
So what are we
So
talking about today?
speed, right?
Well, we're talking about how to get players to practice,
Right,
right, at
right.
game
Game
speed.
speed. Yeah. Yeah.
And this
Moving
discussion
fast. Yes.
came up, yeah, moving fast. This came up with some in our mailbag, right? What are some of the issues that coaches are struggling with? And this is one of them, and we've all been there. First off, there's good days and bad days with players, but are they consistently not practicing at game speed, and how do you get them there? That's what we're going to talk about.
Okay. Shoot away. What do you think?
Sh- Jeez.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I mean,
I
I
got some
think it's,
ideas, but I always like hearing your ideas first, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and
I can go first though. So for those of you that are
no.
listening, the look I got was the look like you didn't empty the dishwasher look, or you didn't take the trash out look, or
No, it's one of those things that, it's the not every player comes in with the same mentality every day. So that's the first thing, right? How do we get them there? How do we get them to focus on what they should be focused on at that, be where your feet are.
right.
Uh,
I
players
also
are
don't
you're
think they know
holding
what game
back,
speed is,
and I
coach.
don't think that. I mean, I think that's such a huge thing until they play that a team that right runs them off the gym floor, and they're like, oh, that's game speed. And it's a tough one, I think, right? To get them to, but what you have to do, they have to love coming, and they have to know what the reward is, right? Why do I need to practice at game speed,
Right.
right? What's the reward for that, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and so first of all, whatever you drill or whatever you emphasize, they will do. And if they don't know what that speed is or that feeling is, it always happens as a varsity boys basketball coach.
mhm,
They think summer AAU, they think freshman basketball, they think sophomore
mhm,
basketball, they think everything up to that point is the same. And it's well, it's not, because now all of a sudden we're taking the best players from 4 classes and putting them on the court and at the fastest speed. And it doesn't matter what grade you're in if you're really good. Um, so they don't know what that feels like, but they also have to they have to have that competition, that speed, that um that value of actual practice. Like, they're playing 2-on-2. What does this feel like? And if you lose, what is it? That reactionary thing in small sided games is a great way to kind of teach this skill. I've had to pause often in the first couple of weeks of practice and explain, well, this is 70% of what we need to be. um, we should be able to get the ball from the top of the key to the top of the key in like 2 seconds. Like, well, how can we do that?
mhm,
What
mhm.
does game speed look like? Um, what does it look like when someone catches the ball on the wing and goes at the rim full speed? Um,
I'd literally count out in
right,
those, right? I mean, I got a stopwatch or whatever, and I'm counting, so they understand how fast they should be going in certain situations.
right. And we'll do drills like that. We'll do some full court
Right,
stuff where we try
right,
to, we go
yeah.
up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and 27 seconds, and you should be able to get a score, a style. Um, and then they figure out, whoa, that's like, well, it is a lot faster. Um, and that's why, and we also talk about full sprint. Like, I teach them the first week of what a full sprint is. Like, how fast, like, I'll line them up and we
Oh,
have
right, uh-huh.
competitions. I want them to know how fast they can run from in 84 feet for a high school court. How fast can you run 84 feet? We got
Mhm.
literally get out to stopwatch.
Yeah.
And I said, that's a sprint. So tell me how many times in a basketball game you do that kind of sprint. Now, do you have to sprint 84 feet very often? No, it's usually 50
Mhm.
feet, right? You're on the wing and you got to go to the other wing. But are you telling me you're sprinting like that? Because I want them to feel it. Like,
Right. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they'll
yeah, yeah.
do it because all of a sudden I got a stopwatch and I'm competing, and he's so and so is 12 point or whatever, 3.2, and you're 3 point whatever the time is we're doing. I don't remember anymore exactly what our winning times tend to be, but um I don't know. I find that intriguing.
Well, and
Um
I think the key to what you just said, is that competition, but measured competition, right? So what I mean by that is if you're doing a one-on-one, two-on-two, uh, three-and-three doesn't matter, but it's competition drill, and loser has a consequence. They're going to play hard, right? The winner's going to try to play hard. You got to make the consequence going to hurt a little bit, right? So that helps a lot too, because it's also very measurable, right? And like, okay, the outcome, the speed test like you do, or we did we have an ebook coming out real soon, and one of the drills I've been testing in there is a 35-second shooting drill. And we're setting goals every practice of how many shots we can make in 35 seconds, right? My end goal, they don't know this yet, but is, I have a number in my head that's game speed, right?
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So when they may not know what game speed is today, and maybe we have to work them up to our expectations, but you can't all of a sudden say, oh, go turn it on game speed. One, they don't know. They have to, right?
Right.
Sometimes you got to work up towards it.
Well, and it's going back to the teacher and me. It's like you can't like. There's a reason we take pre-tests. There's a reason we have homework. There's a reason we
Right.
practice
Right.
because I
Yeah.
don't want you to sit down. I mean, I teach AP statistics. I don't want them the first time on May 8th when they take the test for college credit to be the first time they experience what it feels like to take 40 multiple choice in an hour and a half and
Yeah.
five very difficult questions. It's like I want them to feel that in a safer environment where I can pick them up, brush them off, go, here's what we need to do, here's what you did wrong. It's the same thing with game speed and teaching them that there's a little bit of uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's
And,
uncomfortable.
and
Yeah.
my rule I tell them my rule in a game is if you tell me you got to come out, you go back in when you're ready. Like if you're that tired, all I got to do is this, I'll get you. And
Yeah.
then all you got to do is say, I'm ready, coach. I'll put you back in.
Yeah,
um,
it's not a dig on that player, and that's what I
no,
always try to tell my players too. I'd rather have you tell me that, and they've gotten pretty good at it now. I'm like, hey, thank you.
there's a
Sometimes
trust
I
that
don't
you have to
notice.
build.
Yeah, there's a
There's a
trust. That's
trust
right.
because
Yeah.
the trust is I'm going to
Hmm.
pull and you're not going to put me back in.
Right. Yeah. Or
Um,
you think it's weak that I got tired, right?
right. And I don't think it's weak. I think maybe you have bronchitis. Maybe you got maybe you got a cold or something, and you're not in as good a shape as you were 3 weeks ago. But I
Yeah.
think the takeaway is you got to teach them what it feels like, physically what it feels like,
Hmm.
and then you got to rep it.
Yeah.
So that feeling, that pain happens in a safe place, where there aren't maybe a couple thousand people watching them get gassed or whatever. But they always think they're sprinting. They always think they're playing at game
Yeah.
speed and they're playing at like 60,
Yeah.
50. And it's like, well, that's not
Hmm.
game speed.
Yeah.
That's you're
Yeah.
trying and you're working hard. I give you that, but that's not game speed because you're gonna get
Yeah.
out
No,
there and you're gonna
and
go, whoa. Yeah.
right, and then you're going to run into that team that plays at game speed, and right, you're like, I do bring that up. If we play a team like that, I'm like, that's what I've been talking about. That's game speed. Like right?
Right. I
Yeah.
know. That's
I
perfect.
mean, I get at the end of it here. I think one of the keys is gamifying your practice so so you can push them to get to game speed, right? Making it a competition so they're pushing one another and making the consequence for whatever losing, let's say, to that it's going to hurt a little bit, right? So you are at game speed when you're actually doing the drill to win, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes. 100%.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Go over and check out our website too and check out the practice planner. Coach, give that URL again.
Yeah, go to coachingyouthhoops.com, click on the big green button that says create your practice plan. Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. All right. Till next week, coach.
Till next week.